People, deluded, forgive the win, but Arsenal's under 18s kicked off their Premier League campaign, defending Premier League campaign. We need to remember they're champions last season. In defeat, we obviously lost 2-1 against our Chelsea counterparts. There's no shame in losing to Chelsea. Extremely competitive side, people. A lot of their players are quick, very pacey, very strong. Great coaches at Chelsea. Their scouting network is ridiculous. So there's no shame in losing to them. We also need to remember, again, I'm not sure on the Chelsea lads, but I assume they had some second-year scholars playing, as we did too, but we had 5 of our first-year scholars playing, people, in my opinion. Well, not in my opinion, it was there. And in my opinion, that's obviously going to play a part because they were given I won't say a harsh lesson because it was 2-1. It was a close game, in my opinion, where both teams, ironically, could have taken chances and scored more. But this is what they're becoming now. A lot of these, obviously, people, these lot are 16 now. Well, yeah, they just finished school now. They're taking steps to what I assume they want to be the rest of their lives in football, the next 15 years or over that. Do you get what I'm saying? 15, 20 years, people. And it's becoming cutthroat. You said it's not, the games mean something now. Of course, academy football in the grand scheme of things don't mean nothing, but this isn't, you're just going home. People are looking at you lot to be professional footballers. People are really looking at the things you do good and bad and really seeing if, trying to assess from now, from 16 years of age, what you're going to be like at 18 and if there's going to be a pathway here for you at 18. So it's the harsh reality of that, people, and I do think the players will learn from today. I will say this as well, is it Boljar or whatever his name is at Chelsea? First time I've seen that striker, scored 2 good goals for them today. Well, just put them in the back of the net. Really, the 2 goals were self-inflicted from us, people. We'll get on to that. But I feel the first 10 minutes, or the first half in particular, both teams were really just trying to feel each other out. First 10 in particular, I felt Arsenal throughout the whole first half. We had a lot of corners we had to defend, and I'd say Chelsea were probably the stronger team because I felt their wide players and their fullbacks doubled up against ours to great effect from wide areas. I don't necessarily feel either team was winning the midfield battle, but we were probably under the weather a bit, under the cosh a bit. But I feel both teams were trying to feel each other out and whatnot. Chelsea took the lead early on, and it was our own mistake, really. And this is what the young players got to learn from. It's essentially from our break, people. I mean, we've had an attacking opportunity. Chelsea have broken and scored initially down the left-hand side. And we're at 6s and 7s defensively, and not just the defenders, the midfielders, people, because you can see the whole thing developing. If that player who, Borja, if he didn't score that first goal, then whoever the right winger is, I believe it's, I can't even say his name, I've got it written down somewhere, they signed him from Cambridge. Dion Reke, I believe his name is, he would have scored because Lopez was unaware of the runner on his left-hand side because he was covering a lot. Monlouis, a very young defender. We're playing at this level. He's got chances in pre-season. He's still officially a schoolboy, and I think we'll get onto him a bit later, but he's got a lot of potential. He's still young. He's not looking over his shoulder. He's not aware of it, and by then it's too late, sorry, and they've broken and they've scored. And like I said, if he didn't score, he could have squared it to a teammate. It's a lovely attack. I feel Chelsea did put together some good moves, people. But other than that, the first half, we did have our own opportunities. Kiddo Hart-Taylor had an effort cleared off the line. Greenwood had an effort early on in the game as well. Alfie Matthews had a lovely effort, a couple of efforts where he probably could have done better, and one earned a corner. So we did have opportunities, people. I just feel both teams probably respecting each other a bit too much in the first half, and I did feel possibly lacking that added bit of quality in the final third in terms of teammates showing decent sort of runs and linking up to a great standard. I don't really think it was there in the first half from us, to be fair. And like I said, the goal was of our own doing, essentially, people. Second half, I felt we had more of a go of it. We stopped respecting Chelsea. We were having joy in the final third. I believe, is it Ryan Elabosi? I can never say his name. He did quite well for me at right back. Second year scholar, did quite well for us down the right hand side for me. Monlouis, very good ball player, and he's got the aura of a centre half. And again, I assume he's 15, so let's not put some unhealthy things on him. Like I said, then he's shown today he's got a lot to work on, but I think he's born to defend, and he looks very much like a defender. He's got the aura of a defender. He's coming out and looking gracious, playing out from the back, because like first team we play a high line. Mziza Gongbo as well, doing quite well. Obviously they let themselves down for the goal. He's at 6s and 7s, but I feel we're showing for it, man. I felt Plange when he came on. I felt when Nathan Butler I can't say he's got a double-barreled name, but Nathan Butler, I think they did all right. But I just don't think we did enough. We're probably looking for someone to be that inspiration. I was hoping that would have been Greenwood, but it's unfair. Probably crying for another sort of... Apologies, people, there's been an effort. Crying for that one sort of mavericky sort of player, people, that can make the difference at this level for us as we go for the FA Youth Cup, which I hope we win, and the Premier League, people. But again, we shot ourselves in the foot. We're having a good passage of play in the second half. But again, Chelsea's goal, for as good as I think they've been, it's a lovely goal for me. And I think Xavi Simons, is it Miles Hart Parish, Dion Roque, I can never say his name. Them three in particular caught my eye today, people. In the game, I felt they did quite. I think they did quite well. But the goal was of our own making. We're playing out from the back. Our keeper tries to find Greenwood. I'm not critiquing the keeper or critiquing Greenwood because these things happen. Greenwood goes for the 50-50 and he loses out. It then bounces in midfield. Chelsea pounce upon that. It's a three-player move, people. A midfielder passes it to Dion, the 16-year-old that was signed from Cambridge. In case I'm saying his name wrong, just type in Chelsea signed Cambridge winger, it will come up. But it's a lovely move. Midfielder passes it out to Dion. Dion squares it to Borgia, and Borgia's got an empty net, and it's 2-0 at this point. It's a lovely move. I actually had to clap, people. It was a good move. Chelsea have some good players, people. Very good players, and they've obviously got... Who's the young lad? I've watched him play for England as well. Left-sided centre half. Have I got his name? I should do a video on him. I can never. I watch too much football. I can never remember the names. That's it. Levy Colwill. I think he's a good player as well. They've obviously got Bashir Humphreys, who I believe came off the bench. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But either way, it's 2-0 at this moment in time, people, and we've shot ourselves in the foot for both goals. Like I said, we're obviously pressing on and pressing on and pressing on. We obviously get a consolation strike. Plange steps up and puts it in the back of the net. It eventually, that goal develops from the right-hand side. I can't remember who, but someone missed the initial effort, and it was a scruffy goal. Just put it in the back of the net. Plange gets that, and I feel in the little minutes him and the substitutes have got, I think they did all right, man. But it's nothing more than a consolation strike. If nothing more, it gives the Chelsea coaches something to talk about tomorrow or the next day in training with them. Because other than that, it would have probably been not a perfect performance, because I feel similar to the first team Arsenal you saw today or whatever. It's that time of the season where it's not going to be perfect. There's elements of rust. Obviously first team level people are playing in international tournaments, but you got to remember, I'm not saying Arsenal or Chelsea players did, but some young players I've seen for Portugal as well have played in 2 different youth competitions and still gone back very early to pre-season with their teams. I did feel as well, saying that, we did have opportunities we should have scored, clear-cut chances we should have put home. Second half there was one, Ben Cotterill, I love him. The ball got laid across the semicircle. I started shouting, people. I thought, this is Ben, he does this thing, he's smashing that in. Didn't score. It was just one of them days. I did think Ben Cotterill, forgive me if I'm wrong, and Alfie Matthews potentially had penalty shouts in the game as well, because there was 2 separate incidences. Both players was brought down. But I'm always going to say that, people. I feel ultimately it's a good experience for our first year scholars and our young players like Monlouis as well, because this is what they've got to become accustomed to. I do think for Monlouis's case, he's obviously played in pre-season and he'll continue to play. I do think a lot of these under-16s will get chances. You look at Marco Flores, who I believe is turning under-16, Charlie Pantino, Amari Hutchinson looks very exciting, Malcolm Abowe, Monlouis in defence as well. I think Miziz and Monlouis, if they develop, I don't want to put something on them, but I'm quietly confident one of them could probably try and get involved in the first team. I think Monlouis is only 15, but he's a very good ball player. Obviously, he needs to learn to be proactive and learn the dark arts of defending and learn mainly positioning. But I really got a lot of time for him, man. And Arsenal, you don't see too many youth prospects come through in defence. And like I said as well, Ryan Elobose, I can never say his name. I think he's previously a winger. He's done a couple of appearances for Arsenal at this level at under 18s. Probably one of, like the Matthew Dennises and stuff, no disrespect, but these players don't tend to get spoken about by a lot of people, myself included. I think he did quite well at right back today, so it's harsh. It's a harsh lesson. We move forward, man. I don't know who they got next, but we move forward to whoever it is. It might even be Aston Villa. Forgive me if I'm wrong. People, on that note, DG, I'm out though. 1.